welcome back to Shady Proceed Podcast. I am so happy to be back with all of you today. And I have an amazing treat today. Yes, don't make the face. Don't make the face. I have Mr. Howard. If you do not know who this man is, you are under a rock. You are crazy. I found him, like I discovered who he is, really,
You
on
did.
TikTok. No, I didn't. I was on TikTok, the tickety top, it's the devil. And I was just scrolling through, and luckily he popped up on my For You page and doing the whole question, hello, beloved,
Hello,
are you
beloved.
single? And I'm like, yes, let's have a conversation. So, hi, Mr. Howard.
Hello, beloved. How are you?
So good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I am so happy to sit down with you and talk to you because not just besides being a TikTok sensation, asking great questions for first time dates or in relationships, you have to follow it on TikTok. You do a lot. You are a peacemaker, you can say.
Yeah.
You are
Yeah.
all about the positive energy. You're all about, creating a great vibe, keeping the positivity in your life at all times. You are into restoring peace.
Mm-hmm.
You're a mentor, activist, entrepreneur. You're
A
just,
dad.
Robert Howard. You're a dad,
Yeah.
right?
It's my favorite
All those
job.
things. So tell me, you did not wake up one day and say, hey, this is what I want to do.
Mm.
This is who I want to be. I want to know the journey of this LA native. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I want to know your journey to being this positive light right now on social media. Talk to me
Okay.
about that.
I'm gonna try to make it as quick as possible as that first
Nope.
question because you
No.
got me.
No.
Um, Born and raised in LA, only child. I am the only child of my mother Betty Howard from Little Washington, North Carolina, and my father Robert Jeremiah Howard II from Jamaica, Queens, New York. And they boldly decided to move to LA when the rest of the fam was all on the East Coast in North Carolina and New York. And yeah, I'm an extension of them. I in my work say I picked up the reins that I saw my mom pick up. I saw my mom love people and love strangers in a very particular way. She was the class mom in all my classes. She was a school mom at every school I went to. Um, she was like godmom, stepmom, second mom to all my friends, Mama Betty. And I saw the power that had. She was a super positive person. And I saw how that impacted people's lives. I saw how it transformed young people's lives, friends' lives, strangers' lives.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided that that's who I want to be in life. That I want to be more like my mama, daughter, more like my mom um, than probably anybody else that I had run across. For social media, I have
Mm-hmm.
a passion for marketing. I have a passion for business, and I saw an opportunity to hopefully brand and market myself as a person who has like ideas and things I want to do, and build an audience. Social media is not a tool that has been around forever. I decided that I was going to use it. I stopped being so scared and making excuses and shy,
Mm-hmm.
sitting behind cameras. I said, I'm finally going to figure this out and get more comfortable with the uncomfortable side of sitting in front of the camera. Because I'm not naturally like, hey, let me put a camera on, let me take a picture, let me post it, let me share. I'm not
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. No one's going to believe that.
I'm not comfortable there. I
I'm
can be
not.
on stage, I could be on mic,
Yeah.
usually for work, very
Mm-hmm.
comfortably. But like for leisure, for fun, for
Yeah.
social media, that's not where I am. I would like, and used to like to create space for other people, but no one can do the thing that I was trying to do, the thing that I was trying to create space for. And finally, enough of my friends was like, "So why are you not doing it?" Literally, one of my best friends. Shout outs to Mac Royal. Mac Royals is a singer from Arkansas. He was
Mm-hmm.
busking, performing out on a promenade, singing songs. He was on American Idol before. pursuing his dreams and making money using his voice. And we became friends. We became friends, and I was like, man, you need to get on TikTok. You need to get on your YouTube game. You need to get da 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 da. And he's like, yeah, that's cool. And when are you going to do it? When are you going to get your TikTok going? And I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, say, all right, I'm going to commit
Yeah. Yeah.
and commit to posting every day and to not dance and not. I mean, one day I might dance, but it was about presenting content that made people feel good, that gave
Hmm.
people tools to communicate more effectively, um, and hopefully create connections in their life.
So you've always had a love because like you clearly said, your mother has embedded in you. That was your example of creating the safe space, creating healthy space for people to feel comfortable because what you do is create comfort. And I think what people don't realize who's in the whole I don't you're not a guru. I'm not going to say that. I won't do that to you. But with social media there's so many out here claiming to create space,
Mm-hmm.
claiming to do healthy work, and it's not healthy.
Yep.
Call it what it is.
Their intentions is not even
It's not
the good
even
stuff.
genuine. It's not even pure. It's to create chaos. And I think what drew me to yours was you weren't dancing. It wasn't fake. It wasn't sensationalized. It was a genuine eye contact. Your voice was soothing, and you're asking us to ask these questions
Mm-hmm.
and be truthful. And I couldn't give
Every
you
day.
one answer. I'm like, I'm not going, I can't just choose one. I
Yeah.
want both. I want this or that. But it made you now walk away from your video and then say, hey, have y'all seen this?
Mm.
Let me ask you these questions. Let me do this because I think when it comes to relationships, because I don't know why it's such a big deal and a big conversation piece for people right now, but it's layered in family, friends,
Mm-hmm.
intimacy. Conversation has walked away. People are
Yeah.
not
Well,
able to have great conversation anymore. They're on their phones. They're talking about either a hot topic, but they're not able to cultivate great conversation. And what you have done is created simple points. Here's your outline to have a great conversation.
mm-hmm.
But let me ask you, what
Yeah.
made you start off, which I'm not saying you did, but what made you start with that when it came to those questions? What research did you do to say this is what I want to ask people and make you pull out
Mm.
of us these questions, these answers?
So, looking at social media, I was like, I need to post a video every day for it to really start to make a noise. And
Mhm.
I knew that I could ask a question every day on video and post it every day. I knew I can do that. I had at least 365 questions because I do this in real life. I'm also a naturally inquisitive person. I facilitate for a living. I've been a facilitator, a group facilitator, small group facilitator, designing curriculum and
Mhm.
using questions to educate,
Right.
using questions to heal relationships at work or in a community, conflict mediation. I use asking a good question and creating a space where people feel safe to answer them, helping people hear each other and break down what I thought I heard and what you meant when you said what you said and finding those understandings. I knew I could do that. Around the forced choices game, which is the this or that, A or B, uh,
Yeah.
breakfast or dinner,
Yeah.
go eat or cook.
I can't
Um,
ask. I just can't
I
answer
know,
one. I'm
I know,
sorry.
but that's the fun of it.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
the tool of forced choices is actually to push you sometimes to be like, I can't choose, and to talk about why you can't choose, or to be like, I don't like either of those choices, and talk about why you don't like either, and using the forced choice A or B tool to create space for conversations that maybe you wouldn't know how to talk about those things, not be able
What
to tell those stories. So since I use it in real life, in my dating life, in my friends' life, in my work life, I knew that it would get a different response than my question every day. But it's not something I can do every day. So it's like a once a week, every 10 days kind of a video series.
right. The forced choices for me, because I think what I love about it is the forcing me to choose and yet explain why I made that decision. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I think the problem with society and many of us in relationships, dating, with family, we shut down. Instead of explaining ourselves, we shut down because so many people listen defensively, not offensively, to just really
Hmm.
listen to understand. And also, they do not exercise grace. Many of us struggle to put the words together when it comes to emotion and feelings. You know what you want to say, but you're not sure how to say it. And unfortunately, when we say things, that first snippet's taken out of, oh, that's what you mean. It's like, okay, now I'm shutting down. Now I
Hmm.
can't
It's
talk.
not safe.
Now it's not safe. I'm being judged. When it's like, give me a moment. Let me think this through. Because, you know, even when I do podcasting, I do not like to give someone a set of questions I'm going to ask you. I want to have a flow of conversation. So if you're not able to talk to me off of just a flow, then how genuine are your thoughts, in my opinion?
Right.
So you were forced because you force people, that's what you
Hmm.
do.
Hmm.
You're like, hey, you need to do these things. They're like, okay, so spotlight on you. What are you going to do? When are you
Hmm.
going to do it? You're a mentor, you facilitate, you create safe space. When you stepped out into the limelight, how uncomfortable were you? How long has it taken for you to actually say, and I know you're not comfortable yet,
Still not
but
comfortable.
huh?
I'm still not comfortable.
But how long have you been doing this now, like in the daily, because you have YouTube, you have TikTok, you're
Hmm.
doing this nonstop. This is what you do, you create content.
Mm.
How hard is it for you? How comfortable are you now? Do you have the days of, I'm having creative block? What's going on?
Okay, so the story starts around 2014, 2015.
Okay.
Watching YouTube, it being my favorite social media tool,
Mm-hmm.
finding people that I did not know personally that I was like, oh, I like these videos. They're helpful, they're entertaining, they're giving me a little peace, a little calm. I want to do something like this, but I want to be this. I want to be myself. But how do you do that? I've never seen someone do it the way I have it in my mind. Bought cameras. Shout out to Canon cameras. I'm a Sony user now, but I was answering the question of like how comfortable I'm not. I was watching YouTube and it was my favorite social media app and it just wasn't working. I didn't like what I was making. It didn't feel right. I didn't know what I
Right.
was doing. I was second guessing, third guessing all the things
Mm-hmm.
and I never uploaded. I would shoot and just keep it in my hard drive or keep it in my laptop, never post. That happened from 2014 to about 2016. Then I tried posting on actually when Instagram first started allowing video.
Oh,
That was the
okay.
first thing I did when Vine and stuff like that was dying off. Instagram said, we're going to let you post 60 seconds of video. I
Yeah.
said, okay, I'm going to take something from what I do for a living, these safe spaces that I use in my facilitation, and I'm going to just talk about
Right.
communication tips. And I committed to one video every week. And my best friend, one of my best friends, shout outs to Miles, he was my neighbor. He was holding me accountable. He said,
Yeah, we
what's your
need that.
favorite pair of shoes? I said, Jordan 3s, white cement 3s. He said, okay, so look, if you don't post your video, bye bye shoes. You have to gift some houseless person your favorite pair of shoes. And I never missed a week. I posted every day. I mean, every week that I said I was going to do it, I did it.
Just
I had
couldn't
to
get rid
figure
of the
out,
Jordan, huh?
yeah, could not. No matter if I felt good or not, no matter if I was on vacation or not, no matter if I felt like it or not, he was going to hold me to what I said I wanted to do. And that was the first one. And then I tried to put it on YouTube. No one cared. No one cared on Instagram. My friends hit me like, "Oh, that's cool. I hear you. Nice. You look good. Sounds good. It's dope." But no new followers really from it. Nothing crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, it was really about that. It was about getting in shape, quietly walking the track
Yeah.
to get
Yeah.
in shape, to get comfortable, to build up the discipline, to run.
The consistency
Yeah.
and getting out of your own way, because we will get in our own way.
What? I was the
For you
reason.
to, yeah, for you to say you started in 2014, And I bet you going back looking at the content, it was fine, you know?
It's
You're a
cringy.
perfectionist, huh?
I am. It was cringy. I'm a perfectionist though.
Yeah, because, you probably hate your voice. You hated the
Hmm.
way you were sitting. You didn't like
Yep.
the fact that you weren't
Lighting.
doing this. I'm telling you, I know exactly. You're probably thinking, "Look, my forehead looking huge in this
Yeah, the
video.
angle and
With egg, I should have wore a different color because I'm not popping." All these things. So
yeah.
we're criticizing ourselves, and it's all excuses.
Yep.
Every bit of his excuse. What you would tell someone not to do, you did.
Yes. So
You
I
did
am
it.
I get in my way the most. I'm super analytical, very perfectionist. I want it to look a certain way. I want to feel a certain way when I make or produce something.
Mhm,
And I think what pushed me to commit to posting every day for a year, which I'm now a little bit over a year, 2 months over a year,
mhm.
was two things. My father passed away December 25th, 2020. And I had just turned 40. And I said, if I believe that the things that I do in real life, in these real spaces where people go, Rob, you're amazing. Thank you. You blessed me. The way this thing that you created, the way you asked that question, the way you taught, I've taken that with me. Or I run into students that I used to work with and they're grown, they got kids, they're in marriages and all this stuff. And they're like, man, I never forgot that one thing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in the way of helping people who would never be in the same physical room with me.
You weren't walking in your purpose. Your purpose was to put your voice out there.
I'm
You're
like,
depriving us, yeah.
what do I want to do? So my father's passing and the conversation with my boy Mac made me go, whoever this is for is who it's for. This is not
Mhm,
possibly going to be a million followers on TikTok and 5 million subscribers on YouTube. Who knows what it's going to be, but
mhm.
it's not about that. If it helps if I can help one person, then this is worth it. I don't care if it's 10 views. I settled with myself like, this is why I do it, to help someone. And if I can help one, then I can help 10. I just got to figure out what is the way to get it out there, to tighten it. And now I'm doing it uncomfortably. I'm way more comfortable. Right now, I'm
Mhm.
on YouTube and I'm vlogging and I'm posting stuff on Instagram and I'm getting in front of the camera for taking my own pictures and
Yeah, yeah.
doing all this different stuff. But I had to get out of my own way. And part of it was realizing, what do I want to do with my life before I pass? I don't want to waste my opportunity and my gift. And me not doing it is an excuse that gets in the way of me helping someone.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you'll never be comfortable. And I think for me, that discomfort pushes me very, very far to do more. Compliments are hard for me to take
Hmm.
because I'm like, it's cringeworthy for me. Like, oh, okay. When it comes to, I mean, I can act, play cute or whatever, but
Yeah.
when people, I forget sometimes that I have things out there. I forget sometimes that people know me that I may not know, and I
Hmm.
forget sometimes what I do. But like you say, when you walk in your purpose and and you knew your gift for a very long time, figuring out what the comfort of that gift will be, how to get it out there, you've already done a lot more than most of us. But the thing is, have you ever struggled saying, how am I asking people to do something and I'm still struggling to do it myself? How am I
Hmm.
asking for you to heal through something and realize who you are and I am still struggling? So how do you deal with that?
Yeah, I have. Um, it feels like imposter syndrome a little bit. It's
Mhm.
like, how can I help you if I'm still needing help? How can I
Right.
support you if I still need support? But the same way that I am introspective like that, as I think it is a good thing. It checks me a little bit so I
Mhm.
don't fly off and get too big within my own image.
Mhm.
Um, I say, no one is done healing. If I was done healing, what would that look like? It's a healing journey. It is a process. So the thing that I am telling people is to not wait until you're perfect, not wait till it's perfectly done and you're 100% ready and you're 100% comfortable and you got it all planned out perfectly. Don't wait till then because you are now making an excuse that gets in the way of you helping one person. If I can help one person with the one step behind me or further, then that's what it's about. I don't got to be at the top of the mountain and be like, I got it all. I'm wise. I figured it out. I'm good. I'm
Yeah.
Gucci.
Yeah.
And here's all the information.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
pay me $17.99 per. If I
Right.
could say, here's one thing that I learned. Here's one story about how I learned it. Here's one tip. Here's one strategy. Whoever it's for is who it's for. That's not fake.
No, and I think for me, I can only speak for myself. You come across very genuine,
Thank you.
personable, and I know for me, and this may not be everyone, when I'm deep in social media, because I think we all became really deep in social media, especially when COVID hit. We were doing nothing but looking at finding an escape. I enjoy relatable. I enjoy non-pretentious content. I don't like sensationalism. I'm not a fan of certain things. So when someone's able to put something out there that's really quick, there's no part 25 or part 60, and just
Mhm.
ask you to disconnect in your own way. Because what you're asking people to do is disconnect. You're asking people to sit down together, put away the device, and talk to each other.
Yeah.
And I think for me, it's healing, and it's rewarding, and it pulls people out of a comfort zone. It also shows you who you're dealing with. If someone can't detach for a second and give you those 5 minutes or that 30 seconds, just answer certain questions, it says a lot about that person. How do you deal with the trolls, though? How do you deal with the ones who?
I haven't got a lot of trolls.
Not yet.
I haven't.
Really? Okay.
I got a couple.
Okay.
And what I don't want to do is pay a lot of attention to trolls. And
Right.
then the people who are really genuinely asking questions or super supporting me
Right.
don't get the same kind of response. So
Right.
I try to focus more on the people who this is for
Okay.
and have empathy even for people who don't rock with what I'm doing. Because how do you not rock with what I'm doing? Like when I'm finally really being introspective, I'm saying, what's bad about this? Even if you don't like the vehicle, even if you disagree with the ideas,
Right.
if you are a healed, good person, you gotta go. I
See,
mean, I
but
don't
see
like
what you
it,
just
but
said.
whatever.
You said something there that's not, it's not real life right now. When you said healed,
Yeah.
there are some broken, damaged. They need ace bandages and a whole bunch of Epsom salt and hot water.
Yes.
There are I social media content creating or just looking at things have shown I have seen some damage. And I hate to
Yes.
say that, and I'm not a fan of saying always the toxic thing, but there's some damage. Whew, like,
Hmm.
oh, you just don't want to be happy.
Yeah.
Like you
They
operate in
can't.
the negative.
They
You
cannot.
can't. Or you just
So
don't
that's why I
listen.
have empathy. I actually have
Yeah.
empathy for a person who's like,
Yeah.
oh, you're showing me that you're one of those people.
Yeah.
So as opposed to me reacting with the energy that you brought to me, I
Hmm.
try to give empathy, compassion, understanding, kindness, love, grace when I wasn't my best self, when I've been off, when I've been tripping, when I've been toxic, when I've been whatever. What I would have loved is someone to be able to give me some grace because I was tripping. It wasn't me being my best self. It wasn't me being my whole self, my
Hmm.
happiest self, my healed, healing self. Tony Robbins is somebody I listen to a lot. He's
Hmm.
really, really good at the things that he does. I respect his work. One of the
Been doing it
things
for
I
a long
learned from
time.
him, yes, one of the things I learned from him is everything that I do is either one of two things. It is either a cry for help or a
Mhm.
loving response. And if I'm healed and whole, there might be more room for a loving response than my own cry for help when you made me feel with your tripping, with your toxicity, with your attitude, with your meanness. Instead of me crying for help, do I really need to have a cry for help? Or could this be a loving response to something? Even if I don't, oh, I love you, I can still lovingly respond to your bullcrap. So that's the strategy.
Yeah, I'm still working on me. I'm still working on.
Yeah, me too.
It's hard for me because I check my wellness at the door all the time. And my mother taught me that a long time ago. Before, to never take out on someone else what you're feeling, because how would they know what you're going through? And walk away for a second, because what I've witnessed and noticed sometimes, and it's sad, like you say, when someone is battling and they're not healed, they project so much.
Hmm.
And that projection can either be, I want to take you down with me because I'm miserable, you're going to be miserable as well.
Hmm.
And the misery loves company.
Or attention, that is one of the things they need. They feel like the only way they can get it is by
Oh,
being negative.
and the attention can be, it can be ugly attention, it can be positive, it can be someone who needs constant reassurance, it can be so many things. And I have to tell myself, okay, check your wellness. And so even what I implemented in my day job with staff was like, check your wellness at the door. Ask yourself, how, where am I at today mentally? You don't have to tell me, you have to tell me nothing, but ask yourself, where am I at right now? So when someone just says good morning, if I am mad about a good morning, you may need
It says
to take
something.
a day. You
It
may need to
says
take a
something.
day. So do you go to therapy?
I do. I believe and advocate for therapy.
How long have you been doing that? And was it a
Mm,
struggle for you to start doing it?
it was a struggle.
Mm-hmm.
The stigmas for sure were in the way. I don't need nobody. I'm not trying to talk to a stranger. They don't know what it's like to be me.
Yeah, yeah.
They don't got
The
all the
usual
answers.
thing.
They're
The
not
usual
perfect
thing.
either.
Yeah.
That
I
kind
do
of
this for
stuff.
other people. I know what I need. Yeah.
Yeah,
So let
yeah.
me ask you though, for what you do, I'm seeing more men doing it now than I have ever before. And I think men's wellness has been on a rise in the past 5, 6 years for me, that I've noticed, to where it's, and
Hmm.
especially black men, taking care of yourselves physically, and now taking care of yourself mentally. Like, it's all in one. Yeah, your body looking right, looking tight, that's great, do your thing, but how are you mentally?
Hmm.
And are you white knuckling it every day? Are you talking? Are you in a safe space to have those conversations? How has it been for you, being one of few men and a man of color doing what you do? Because it's not many of you. And a lot of the ones who are doing, let me put that in real high air quotes, doing what you do, I've noticed is not healthy. That's just my own unprofessional opinion. It's
Yeah.
not very healthy. So, how has it been for you operating in the space of peace and love and unity and understanding, when you can be so misunderstood as a man of color, as a man?
It's a really good question. Um, I manage my expectation. I
Mhm,
don't think everybody is going to like me. I don't think everybody is going to agree with me. I don't think everyone's going to love me, accept me, invite me, support me. And that's for their own reasons, their own good and bad reasons.
mhm,
So it kind of goes back to the other question. Like, I rock with who rocks with me. I love everybody, but there's a beloved community of people who are invited to the circle that
mhm,
I have in my life. And then there's levels to the circle. Everyone ain't gonna be my, I share deeply the deepest secrets. I share all my truth. I share and give everything I could to them. Everyone's not in those seats of the circle. But also, I'm serious about my mental health. If it is causing me trauma, and if it is very toxic, and there's no solutions, there's no agreements, no strategies to be good to each other, I will absolutely remove myself from friendships, from work, from commitment. Like, I was vlogging every day starting January
mhm.
1st. I stopped because it just wasn't doing well for my sleep. And then
Right,
sleep was
right.
impacting my other stuff. I was forgetting things and being late to something. I was like, I gotta stop. I'm gonna stop vlogging every day on YouTube. I will pick it back up after I catch my breath. But I'm
Mhm.
not willing to make an excuse, or I have to do this thing. No,
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. So that's my thing. And being in a space where there's not a lot of me's, I think that's part of the challenge of being one of the first, or being the only one holding up something in the time that you are. I'm not the only one to ever do it. There's been men, specifically black men, in spaces like this long before me.
Mhm, mhm.
So I'm standing on the shoulders of giants. It's just everyone don't see them. So
Unfortunately, yeah.
there was no social media. My father, for example, he was born in 1925. there's no articles, there's no videos that have his voice, his face, his likeness. He's not taking you around in the camera showing you his favorite food or what he was
Mhm.
wearing that day or talking about his opinions on something or
Right.
sharing tips of the thing that he's an expert at or passionate about. There was none of that. If you didn't have an invitation or a career to microphone like radio, AM, FM, if you didn't have a documentary following you around because you had accomplished something, if there wasn't an
Yeah.
article in a newspaper or a magazine because you accomplished something and someone said you are worthy of being talked about here in these
Yeah.
places, none of those stories get told. So I'm doing it with the tools that I have available where I can publish my own stuff. Um, it's just how much can I publish? How much can I get out of my own way?
So let me ask you, because this may be a struggle for a lot of them, and we'll get into it. How hard is it for you? Like you just said it. How much do you do? What do you show?
Hmm.
Has it gotten to a point, or are you worried about the point it gets to where your private life is no longer private, or you feel like there is nothing left that is just Rob? This is
Hmm.
me. How has that been for you? Or is that a worry for you? Because, like you said, our parents and grandparents didn't have that. We just
Hmm.
have word of mouth. We have eyes, ears, and passing on what we have taken. And that's the legend. That's the legacy we're carrying on what they've done. And we are the ones to tell the stories, the ear to mouth, the mouth to ear. And now everything is a video, everything is this. But after a while, your life is no longer your own. It
Hmm.
may, unfortunately, because you
Yep.
are now known, you're out there in the world, and people want, and they want, and they want. Have you got to the point where you need to, because you already said you stopped vlogging, you can't do it. That's just
I'm
your
starting again today. The camera's up for there.
okay,
So I'll edit tonight.
good. Oh, you're in California, you can do that.
Yeah.
But are you at the point where you're worried about how much and what do I not share? When is this too
I'm
much
very
information?
clear. I'm very clear. Um, I am not going to judge myself for the things I'm not comfortable with,
Mm,
but I believe that there's wisdom in the feelings.
okay.
Just like we honor women's intuition, we honor
Oh, thank you.
spirit and
I'm glad
discernment,
you said it.
right?
Uh-huh.
I have intuition as well. I
Yeah.
have spirit and discernment as well. Um, so when I said, "Hey, I'm going to do this thing, but I'm not comfortable with these things," I don't talk about my personal relationships. I
Mhm.
don't talk about my mess unless it is to teach or to empower. Both of my children showed up in this podcast, which will be for you to publish, but I don't publish their faces. My son wants to be published. He's 15. He's like, put me
Oh,
on.
I'm going to block them out in some kind of way. I will never put your kids on the social
Yeah.
on the
But
world like
does that
that.
make sense what I'm saying?
No, it
So,
does. It makes total sense.
because my daughter doesn't know what that means when she's walking innocently in my area and I'm the parent home with her here, she's going to come over here.
Yeah.
My son just walked in. He's like, "Oh," and instead of going to go play, he said, "What you doing? Are you on YouTube? What you?" Puts his face in here. So what I'm not gonna do is perform for the internet or also use my beautiful children
Mhm.
as a tool to build audience because that's not what my platform is about. That's
Right.
not what I'm trying to make content to do. No shot to anybody else, but I think that that's a little bit like playing.
Mhm.
You have beautiful kids, but putting them on the internet has harmed too, right?
And there's some people that I follow that I love their content and it's nothing but family, and I'm like, these children,
They didn't really get to consent.
they didn't get that, and it's still a struggle for me because I grew up in a mindset of parents like, "What I tell you to do, yes, ma'am."
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So I know I'm real old school in some things, but when I see the beast of social media and the beast of just old school, if it bleeds, it leads.
Yes.
That's never going to go away,
Hmm.
and the positivity will get buried, but the negativity will just flourish,
Yeah.
and
Quickly too.
how quickly and how people have no regard to keep children out of it.
I there are aspects of my life that I will not share with the internet.
Yeah.
It's not my life. is not for the internet. I
Right.
live my life, and then I also put things on the internet.
Yeah.
And where that line of comfort is going to shift. Um, my daughter has been in a vlog. Her voice is in a vlog, but she's wearing a mask. You can't see her features.
Hmm.
My son is in multiple vlogs because taking him to school, basketball game. But I don't center on his games. I don't center on him, and he might not even say nothing. I'm
Hmm.
talking to him, and you see him with the audio muted. You don't hear our conversation. I made that decision early. I made a podcast that I never put up, where I had a GoPro in my car, and me and my son would talk on the way to school. He was mic'd, I was mic'd, and we would do it every day. And I took my son to school every day.
Every day.
Lot of audio, a lot of video content. And I asked him, "What do you think about this?" And one of the days that we talked on the way to school, it was about the internet. And I said, "Before I post any of these, I want you to know these are my concerns. This is how I see it from the dad side. Here's what I think would work. Here's what the challenges that come with that. Would you be comfortable?" He's like, "Yeah, I want to do that." And then I still didn't post it. I let him think again and
Let it
take some
post.
time. And he later was like, "Nah, I don't want to put this out. I don't even want the audio to go up." And I was like, the fact that you can change your mind and it's not out there, now I got to reel it back in and pretend it's not out. We we're doing something to our children.
Absolutely. And we don't even and I think it's, I'm a old, it's my old lady coming out. It's a generational thing. I think because I'm an old woman. And I think for me, because I didn't grow up, I did not grow up having to worry about a cell phone footage. I was able to enjoy life and not worry about media or someone recording something and it's out there where I can't even move to the next city and not be known. Just
Mm-hmm.
having social media, people know you from across everywhere. So when I started doing this, my personal Facebook page, I took all my personal photos of my nieces, my nephews, my godchildren down. Those albums are no one can see it. No one can see my friends list
Right.
because and someone my mentor was like, "You need to make it public." I said, "I'm not making that. It's not fair to anyone to get pulled into this life without permission or consent." And I said, "I am not going to have strangers looking at my family. It's bad enough they see me put a photo up and it's ridiculous. The inbox is hot. It's ridiculous for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah,
not going
sliding in the DMs.
to."
Come on, DMs.
The DMs are hot. 2022 is the "Hey, big head, how you doing? Hey, stranger."
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
who you? It's crazy. They're probably watching your videos like, "Let me ask her questions. Don't talk to me. I ain't that
yeah,
friendly." But I had to make that decision. And my Instagram, I have two, and one is my personal. And even then, I'm very particular about who is. You have to get a request to be my friend, and you may
yeah,
see me talk about crazy lizards in my yard, but you may not see anything else
yeah,
for that simple fact of I've been called mysterious. Well, I don't know what's going on with you. Then talk to me.
yeah. If you don't know me in real life, like on my Instagram, you will not see my daughter. The only reason you can kind of see my son is because he's been around in the journey from Facebook to Instagram starting.
Right.
And I did post him when we were both younger and I didn't know what I knew. And it was like small. I had like 1,000, 1,200 people. A lot of them were from
No, you
work,
big time now.
friends,
Yeah.
not on Instagram, but on
All right,
TikTok.
you're big
We're
time.
doing all right. We're doing all right. But you wouldn't know my personal life. You don't know,
Right.
am I married or single? Well, I'm not married because I don't have a ring on, but you won't know my relationship, nothing. You don't know if I'm happily anything because that's not the space that I share that. I share it with you if you're in my life. If you ask me that question in real life,
You get the
absolutely I'm
answer.
gonna talk to you. You might even see the reality of it. But if I don't know y'all, I'm not posting that. It's not for that.
So let me ask you, 'cause I'm going to ask you something semi-personal.
Yeah, go ahead.
Semi-personal. So you do this, you facilitate, you cultivate on a regular basis.
Hmm.
This has been your career, this has been your journey, this is your life.
It's now my
How,
business.
huh?
It's now a business. Yeah.
It's your business. And has your business, which was a love before was a business, it was a natural thing for you. One, how has that transition been for you making it business? Have you lost a little bit of love for it, or has it amplified?
Amplified.
Okay.
The tool of social media has shown me
Mhm.
how valuable my passion is.
Okay.
It has shown me how, without the money business side of it, I'm able to use a camera and a microphone one time, and while I'm sleeping, it can go somewhere else. There are
Mhm.
videos that get likes, comments that are not new. They just exist and someone
Oh, the
found it,
binge watch. Yeah, the
right?
binge.
And it's
Yeah.
like that's one of the challenges of the in-person stuff that stopped when COVID stopped it. Is
Yeah.
as a facilitator, if it's now dangerous to go outside and be breathing next to other human beings,
It's not the same, and it's not the
how
same virtually. It's not the same
it's not.
virtually at all. Mm-mm.
But I wasn't doing anything because I was in a house and I
Yeah.
had not figured out how to use social media and hadn't got comfortable and committed and disciplined to doing it.
It made you
So I
commit
wasn't
really
helping
quickly though,
nobody.
didn't it?
Yeah, I was like, I'm not even helping nobody. Not only am I not working, but I'm not helping anybody.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was concerned with how many unhealthy relationships were now forced to sit next to each other and sleep next to each other and be in the same room. And with no known date of when this was going to stop, when was going to get out of quarantine, when was going to be able to go back outside and go to the store and go to the mall, go to the party, go to a restaurant, go and travel. When were we going to have to stop looking at each other in this house? And I was like, I have tools, but nobody knows I have tools because I didn't prepare for this. Because I had relied on the fact that every day I can go out somewhere in a real place, set up chairs in a physical room, invite people in, and they go through an experience. And when they walk out, they go, "That was great. Let me tell one of my friends or colleagues, da, 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 da.
Mhm.
Somebody in my network needs to know about you, Rob." And the work will continue. I relied on that because that was the way it worked. But when the world shifted, it was like, oh, even though I'd rather be in real life, social media is still a way to help people. So as busy and productive as I've been posting every day, multiple videos on TikTok, now YouTube and Instagram and LinkedIn, I was doing for a while too. I'm not burnt out because I'm like, I'm getting in shape. I'm learning how to do this.
Yeah. It's another skill. I know for
Mhm.
me, I was when I started podcasting a long time ago, I was in the studio and I would just come in cute with my guests, sit down, didn't have to do anything at all. And when COVID hit and I take breaks in between, I said, oh, 2 weeks. Okay. I'm on break. And then it was longer. I'm thinking, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
I can't because I can't stop. I had guests already lined up who want to come committed, and I'm like, I'm a woman of my word. We're already committed. So what am I going to do? I had nothing. Literally, I had a laptop that I didn't trust. It was like it's a little janky. I didn't have a camera, so I'm on everywhere ordering all kind of stuff, sticking up soundproofing, cleaning out an old bedroom, making it into an office. I'm like, oh, I don't. What's I gonna do? I'm calling my IT coworker, asking him like, hey, he's a musician. I said, hey, help me out.
Mhm.
What do I do? And I learned how to edit and record and do all these things. And what turned into more local turned into I have more people that I talk to who do not live anywhere near me at
Mhm. Your
all.
network changed.
My network changed. They contact me. I'm like, how did you hear about? And I'm still amazed how'd you hear about this? And my whole 2020, 2021, no one lived near me within any kind of miles. They came from Australia, England, all these things. And I'm like, oh, I like this. This is, and now I know how to do things for myself because I'm real big on I have to empower myself to know I can do every part of my business.
Mm,
So when I do have someone come in, I already know how I want it done and how it needs to be done because
that's
I'm a
so
control
good.
freak. I'm a control freak
For the good and the bad. There's a
for
good
the
and
good and
bad
the
to it.
bad, but I also know if I fail, it's my fault.
Taking full responsibility.
If it's not right, it's me. If I didn't record, it's me. If I didn't post, it's me. If I did not drop it, if it's me. If I have nothing going on, it's all me. If I can't manage my own business, how can I manage myself? And how am I calling myself someone who's doing something when I can't handle every level of my business?
Right.
So I loved it for myself,
For the good and the
um,
bad.
for the good and the bad. But
Yeah.
clearly, I love it. My other question to you would be this. You said you're single. There's no rings on your finger.
Yeah.
You are the master of cultivating great questions.
Yeah.
And usually not getting the answer immediately because you're just putting the question out there. How does it feel when those tables are turned? How is it
Oh,
for
when someone's
you
talking to me
when someone's
like that?
talking to you on an intimate level? When you're not at work, this is just Rob, this is Robert. I'm getting to know you, and they're now talking to you. How is it? How do you turn it off?
I love it. It makes me excited when I run into another one of our tribes
Mm,
members. It it's like, yo, game recognized game. I see your skill. I see you trying. I see your audience that you've built doing the thing that I'm also doing.
mhm.
So there's that. Um, this is authentically who I am, so I don't want to turn it off.
Okay.
I don't want to
Okay.
turn it off. I am curious. I have so many questions I want to ask you because I
Hey,
want to ask questions. But
go ahead. I'm
you
an
know,
open book.
but I also can sit and be asked questions and interviewed
Right.
and have a conversation
Right.
and be vulnerable and open up. I think that's one of the missing components of communication. That there's two sides. It is listening to understand
Mm,
and also sharing vulnerably.
right.
So I'm really, really good at listening to understand and asking a question that gets someone to share vulnerably. But
Mhm.
not everybody's good at asking a question or making it their intention to ask a question to get me to share vulnerably.
What I run into, and I've been this way, I think, all my life, it's like a blessing and a curse.
Hmm.
I see the BS a mile away,
Okay.
and I can tell when you're trying. I don't know how to call it because we're from the Caribbean, so we say things differently. When you're trying to pick my mouth, like you're asking me just to gain information, but you're never going to pour back in. Like
Yep.
I have no problem giving. Oh, but this is going to be a back and forth. And sometimes I don't like when people talk to me in the sense that I can tell you're never going to, you're asking in a way of gathering intel or gathering information or trying to see if I'm genuine or not. Just
Yeah.
talk to
You're
me.
just or assessing me.
Yeah. Like, what are you
You're
doing? And you're
auditing
not even doing
what
it
kind of
well.
person.
You're not even
Yeah.
doing it well.
Right.
You're like, you're not even, let me show you how to do this. You're not even doing a
Well,
good job at
that's
it.
about safety to me. If I'm doing all the talking, if I'm doing all the asking or all the sharing,
Hmm.
then this is not a balanced dynamic.
Yes.
And I don't have to be there because that's not safe for me. And
No.
that's not the only play. If you can't communicate well,
Mm.
you're not going to other things well.
That is a
I'm talking
hundred
about in any
percent.
relationship, family,
That is.
romantic, business. If I got to do all of this is not a good team. This is not a good teammate.
Well, let me say this though. I will say this. They probably do one part well in their
Not
life.
enough. It's
That's
almost like
and
sex, right? If you are doing all of the giving, all of the sharing, all of the serving, eventually, even if I'm a giver, it's gonna go.
it's exhausting. You're like, I'm depleted.
When was the last time? I
Yeah.
can't remember the last
Then
time you.
all of a sudden the checklist pops like, wait, what the hey,
And
I'm
what kind
calling
of fool am I for
because they're not gonna
continuously
tell you.
being open and giving to a person that will
Yeah.
not give and share?
I it's straight up theft. I have told people before I said, you have stolen from me. You did not give me, I didn't even have a say in this.
Yeah.
You stole, what are you? I said, no, this is theft. And I have a real big problem with um the give and take. I refuse to do one-sided in any relationship.
Mm.
I have friends I've had since fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade that we're still friends to this day. They're my sisters. And we
Yeah.
have poured into each other. There's nothing one-sided. It is a true give and take. Darkest days, brightest days, we're there for each other. And They're my accountability partners. So in intimate relationships, I refuse to do one-sided.
Hmm.
Like I don't do selfish because people love to take from those who give.
Yeah, takers are good at
Oh,
finding the
they're
givers,
phenomenal at what they do, right? Like,
but
oh
givers
man.
are also good at finding people who want to receive what they're giving.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yes.
I will say though, I've learned that two givers are actually the best magical dynamic. It can almost make a giving cycle or a competition where it's like, oh, hey, okay, that was a good gift. That was a
Unless,
good
I mean,
deposit.
if you're comfortable in the receiving part. If you
Yes.
haven't found your comfort yet to receive, and you've never received,
But even if you're not comfortable receiving, I'm not gonna let you have 4 points on the scoreboard because you gave to me
you're just
and I'm
competitive.
uncomfortable.
You're
I'm
just
gonna be like,
competitive.
I am. I'm gonna be like, yo, you realize how awesome that was, how romantic or planned or intuitive or
Watch this.
kind that was. Watch me, watch
watch
me,
watch me
watch
work.
me. You have not seen the gift of the givers.
Yeah. Yeah. Now that
While
would
you
be cool.
surprised me, I'm gonna surprise the
That would
heck
be
out of
cool.
you.
That would be cool.
And
Yeah,
that
that
dynamic
would be
of two
cool.
givers, I think, is something that even takers or like the people who are matchers, like you gave me one, I give you one. But if you don't give
Right.
me one, I don't give you one. Like they
Yeah, I
wait
don't
to
want
giver takers and matchers. I think a dynamic of two happy, cheerful givers
that.
giving to each other
Hmm.
will challenge or teach the matchers and the takers to do more. Because when you see how much it gets back, when you give a giver, they give back. So
I
even
agree
the
with
matcher
that.
has to step it up.
I agree with that 100%. But here's my thing with that. Unfortunately, like we said earlier, there's many operating in a life of hurt and
Hmm.
unhealed. And many times, if they're not used to something, they do not know how to take care of it or to do with
Yes,
it. And they take advantage of it. Or in I don't know why we're like this is a collective we. You were hurt by one, so now the next has to pay. I don't understand. If you couldn't figure it out with that one, do not make the next person pay for that because you have no idea if they're going to be the same way. So and it's
mm,
it's sad though when you have someone who is either a giver, a caretaker, a lover who shifts themselves because they were taken advantage of. You know what I mean? So now they go, I'm not
yeah.
gonna do that ever again. Do not take away.
That I'm never gonna do it ever again is trauma.
Exactly. Yeah.
When
Yeah.
I've ever said I'm never gonna let, or I'm never gonna do, or I'm never gonna be a ever again, any version of that, right? It's because of harm, pain,
Yeah.
trauma.
And I'm guilty of saying something like that. I'm like, oh,
Y'all ain't gonna give me again.
never again.
But
That cheesecake not gonna get me again, never again. And it's a
I'm gonna
lie.
tell you this though.
Yeah.
This is why my work is around relationships and communication. No matter what the relationship, it could be coworker, neighbor, I don't care.
Hmm.
Communication. Because where else do you learn about yourself than a relationship? You are not designed to be with yourself. You
You're
are going,
not.
when people be like, I'm working on me, what does that look like? How do you do that by yourself? Journaling, therapy, yeah. But even that is a dynamic that someone else is bringing a question or work or reflection or some introspection. There's another person. That's what we are designed to do. If I could do it 100% by myself in a mirror or in the dark, in solitude, then I can really work on myself. But working on myself usually comes from something with someone else.
I think this is just my opinion. I'm not professional. I don't know anything. But I think when you hear that from certain people, I feel they're the ones who have never they don't know how to do things by themselves.
Mhm.
And what I mean by that is, let's talk about into relationships. They don't know how to be single. And people are like, what does
Yes,
that mean? You have to enjoy and love you and not have to have someone always with you to make yourself feel complete and whole.
I
If you're not
agree.
able to operate in, I'm good.
I enjoy myself.
I enjoy myself.
Yeah.
If you're not able to enjoy yourself, you need to work on yourself.
I don't disagree. I 100% agree. Let me tell you
And
why
I
my ears perk up when I hear someone say I'm working on myself. I'm
okay.
working on being alone. Because how do you know? If you don't have a therapist, if you don't have a doctor,
Oh, okay.
if you don't have a trainer, if you
Yeah.
don't have a nutritionist to tell you what to eat, what not to eat, and then when
Mhm.
you're by yourself, did you eat it? Did you work out? Did you sleep?
Yeah.
Did you
I
take
see
the
what you're
pill?
saying.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
What does you being alone look like? How long shall you be alone? What is this plan? What does the work look like? Now, my trainer can say, "Hey, Rob, I need you to eat this, don't eat this, take this supplement, do this work on these days." Okay, we're looking at results. Okay, we're not getting the results. Maybe we need to increase this, decrease this, shift this, tweak this because you're hitting a plateau. The results are not where we want them to be.
Okay.
Go on your own and go do these things. And then we look at the results. And that is what working on someone's self could look like with another person. Your alone time is where you do your own discipline work, self work, reflection work, solitude work,
You're right.
shadow work, healing work, right?
Mhm.
But to say all of a sudden that you're doing it by yourself, you're just spending alone time. And that's cool if that's what you need to do first. But that ain't where the work is. Because eventually, when you say, well, I've been alone for this long, I'm ready to come out. I'm ready to get in these
Yeah.
streets. I'm ready to date again.
Yeah.
But you haven't done the work besides kicking
Yeah.
it with yourself.
You probably still lying to
Now,
yourself and
now you
blaming other
haven't.
people.
There's
Yeah.
another person about to come and trigger you, show you, be a mirror,
Yeah.
be a
Yeah.
stimulus. And it's like,
Yeah.
ooh, I should have figured out how to.
But we don't want to admit that. We
We
do not
don't want to
want to
admit it.
admit I have work to do. We do not want to
We
admit
don't even
that
know what the
someone is
work
a
is.
coming. Huh?
We don't even know what the work is.
We don't. We don't. And the problem is if you're not ready to listen to someone tell you, hey, here's what you need to work on. I don't know when you get there. That's the thing.
Who
You
can
have to
tell
get
you
to a
about
point to
you?
say, I need someone to help me do these things.
Who can tell you about you? Who do you trust to tell you about you? And when it hurts and it's uncomfortable and it's ugly, you go, you're right. Thank you. That sounds smart. Thank you.
That only works if you have that person you've been honest with. How many people are truly honest with at least one person?
And that's why I believe in therapy. A therapist don't care because they're not your friend. They are a doctor. If I go to
Yeah.
the doctor and I get butt naked with that gown and I say, hey, doc, this is what's going on. Or I lie and act like, hey, Mr. Howard, how are you? I'm good. Everything's good. We gonna see.
Yeah.
Here's this machine.
Yeah.
Here's
Lie
this
to me now if you
test.
want to. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I tried that the
My
other
doctor
day.
who works
Yeah.
on my teeth, my
Hmm.
orthodontist, my dentist. How you been? Good. You been brushing? Yeah. We gonna see. Here's a test to figure it out.
Yeah.
We gonna see.
I have
And
my
I
head
gotta
hang
be
low when I go to my doctor's
vulnerably.
office. Yeah.
I gotta be vulnerable.
You have to be honest and vulnerable. Yeah. But you
And
know what I
whether
think
I'm
it
being
is?
honest or not, this professional is here to assess and treat to get to good.
But hey, we all think we're professionals. We go on Google, WebMD. We
And
listen to
that's
we listen to
stupid.
gurus and think we already have the answers.
That's stupid.
We all think we're therapists and we're not. So, Mr. Howard,
Yeah.
before I let you ask me anything, because you can ask me whatever you want whenever in a minute.
Yeah, I like that. Green light.
You have the green light. Healthy entertainment. Talk to me about that.
Great. Healthy entertainment. I'm a dad. I used to do music before I did the career that paid the bills of facilitation.
Okay.
Um, I was pursuing music. I wanted to be a CEO of a label, hip hop, R&B, pop.
Okay.
I wanted to be P Diddy. I wanted to be Timbaland. I wanted to be Master P. And I had some really talented friends in LA, and we made a thing and got really close. And a lot of them are still doing the thing in music. And I
Mhm.
got close enough and was like, I don't like this business. This is stupid. This
It's
is really,
cutthroat, huh?
it is the worst industry for creatives. Like when I think about dance, maybe there's some ugh in there too,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
acting, modeling, photography, design, fashion, way
Mhm.
different. Music, I learned, oh, this ain't for me. This is demonic. I wrote a song to a beat or music that I played, and this company that I signed to a publishing deal owns 80% of it, and I
Okay.
can't get it back. I can never get, like, for the life of me, because I said you can distribute it. It's your, but I only made, this is a terrible loan, and these terms in this contract are ridiculous. I'm not doing it. So I focused back on nonprofit work, community work, activism work, youth
That's
work.
a total shift. That's a total shift.
Yeah, I was doing this to pay the bills while I was doing sessions
So
and
for
writing.
someone who doesn't like to be in the limelight, who doesn't like to be the center of attention,
Mhm.
you out there
It
where
was
you are.
about being behind the scenes for the people who wanted to be the intention, the artist, the
Okay, but
producer.
okay, so you were a writer, but you weren't trying to be behind the
Mm-mm,
mic. Okay.
mm-mm,
Okay.
mm-mm. I
You was
wanted
like
to be
after.
in the studio writing and coming up with ideas and making beats
Okay.
and recording and engineering and coming up with melodies, and I wanted to have a whole thing, and I love that, and I still do that through Healthy Entertainment. Um, so in 2007, um, the music industry kicked me out. The deals that I had on the table that I was trying to negotiate as a writer, as a producer, fell apart. Those teams fell
Mhm.
apart. Those deals fell apart. My son was born January 11th, and then my mother passed away August 10th of the same year, and then the
Mm,
deals fell apart. So it was like a life-changing year, 2007.
mm,
So here I am grieving the loss of my favorite person, and had all this music equipment in my house and had all these relationships and skills that I built up, but that didn't go a certain way. And then I have a son.
mhm.
And I was like, I can't stand the kids' music. This doesn't sound like good music. The production sounds cheap, micro. Even the hip hop was like, hi
The
everybody.
shade.
I can't do a hi everybody every day. I can't. And I
Mhm.
also didn't want my son to listen to the stuff that I like that was for adults in the clubs and in love. And, I didn't like none of that for sexy time. I like those songs. It's not for my son to hear, especially at
Right,
that young age,
right.
over and over and over and over again,
Mhm.
dancing and smiling and singing along and rap. Absolutely not. Can't do it. Children deserve healthy choices.
Slight pause. So does it drive you crazy when you see on social media these kids
Yes.
dancing? Cringe. It's like, why is this funny to you? This is
And
not
why is
funny.
this viral? Why are
It's
we
not funny.
watching, especially when they're kids of color,
Yeah.
rapping the Migos lyrics, rapping Future,
And
rapping
I
Young
have
Thug?
no children, and I'm like, what is this is not hilarious to me. This is
Why are we laughing at this?
why are we finding this hilarious? But
Because we don't
continue.
know better.
Oh, we
We,
do.
you know, but yes, we know in our mind, but we don't know better.
Okay. You give them too much credit. We have built a society that wants viral, and viral because viral means a check for some people. They think that one viral thing means celebrity, means a status, and we have bred a society that will
Yeah.
take the like and the love and the clicks
And the
and run with
followers.
it. And the followers, it means absolutely nothing at the end of the day.
Even Jesus said, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. And they thought they did know. They were convicted and
Yeah.
enthusiastic about the
And we
things that they
made
were
in his
doing.
image, so we should know better. Okay, go ahead with your
We
go,
know.
go
We
ahead.
know, but we don't know.
We don't. I
So
understand.
I decided I'm gonna make a song for my son. And I made an
Mhm.
ABC song. And it was the first time I ever put my voice on microphone to rap sing something.
Okay.
And I made it for my son. He liked it. It was the first song I did 100% myself. I made the beat by myself, and
Okay.
I rapped the vocal and sang in auto tune by myself.
Mhm.
My first 100% song, and he liked it. And then I played it for some colleagues in the nonprofit world who were fans of hip hop or parents or working with kids, and they were like, "Hey, this is actually kind of good." And I said, "Well, thanks." They're like, "You should do more." I said, "Okay," and I made more.
Uh-huh.
And that also is the time where you didn't need a label. You could put your songs on iTunes, you could put your songs on YouTube, and you
Mhm.
can build an audience and generate income through these songs. So I shyly never told nobody it was me. I made up a whole account and didn't put my face behind it and just put the songs up, and it did what it did.
Is it still out
Then I
there?
said, yeah, the first joint is a song called the ABC song by Buddy Bot, Buddy dash BOT.
I'm about to
Yeah.
let, let me find
And
let me
the
find this thing and
concept,
put you on blast right now.
that's hilarious. So yeah, healthy entertainment is the new try of that original thing that I started for my son and anybody else who liked it. Healthy entertainment now is me teaming up with more musically talented friends and making kids music that adults can also enjoy. So lullabies, I made a puppet. His name is Little Sleepy, little black kid with locks, kind of like my son. Um, he sings lullabies because he has a dream to be a singer, and I have a dream to make it a show. And one day I'm gonna make healthy entertainment a thing. Once I build an audience.
Buddy Bot,
Bot, yeah, BOT.
and this little
B,
green guy.
yeah. It has like 6 million views.
Oh, I found it.
Yeah, it's up there.
Oh yeah, I'm about to.
That's
This, oh, this is what I
2009.
do. This is
That's
what I.
2009.
This is what I do. This is. Oh yeah, my niece is gonna be 3. She's about to be listening to all of this. Look at this.
There's a whole album on iTunes. So the new stuff,
Hey, hey, hey.
yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. That
No,
is so good.
thank you.
That
It's
is so
2009. That
good.
was me grieving in bedroom in Inglewood, making a song for my son that he could turn
Mm-hmm.
up to and practice his ABCs. And I learned that I care a lot about music, but I also care about making music for kids. So let's combine it. Um, I focused on facilitation because I thought I
Mm-hmm.
could pay the bills with that and get some insurance through a company and be able to pay for food and life. And I said,
Right.
I'll get back to it. And then I got back to it in 2019. So that's what healthy entertainment is. It is healthy entertainment is stage 2 of this idea.
You have so many irons in the fire,
Hmm.
and you do a lot, and you do a
Hmm.
lot. And besides all of that, you got some merchandise,
Yep.
you have a whole Mr. Howard 365 website. This is before the
Come on.
braces came off, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Doing your thing. So talk to me. When we go to your website, we
Yeah.
want to contact you and interact with you.
Social media is a really easy way. I'm doing all the things. There's no team of like people behind the scenes that are really replying. It's me. I'm posting everything, physically
I'm so happy here.
uploading.
Hmm.
I'm doing it all. So if you go to my website, you'll find my social medias. You can also email me through there. You can also go to the store and buy some merch that has one of the messages that I believe that we should be rocking. I believe fashion says something about you or what you're into. So I put messages that I believe in that I think other people might want to represent and wear too. So today's shirt, love thy neighbor,
Hmm.
right? I think that
Right.
we just need reminders sometimes like, hey, that's what we're here for. And that's what love looks like. That's what community looks like. That healing patch hoodie
Hmm.
is physically something I put my hands on and make with other artisans in LA. The idea about healing. And I do healing work, mediation work, um, relationship work, and it is healing. So I just thought it looked cool. I made it for myself and I posted a video in it, and people were like, "That's hard. Where'd you get the hoodie though? I hear your questions, but that's hard. Tell me where I can get the hoodie from." I'm like, oh, well, maybe I'll sell it on my website. So
Okay.
the
Okay.
healing stuff is out, and yeah, that's the thing. Hey there, beloveds, the beloved stuff, all the hats
It's
and
so
merch
good.
says
It's so
beloved on
good.
the back.
Right.
It says beloved, has the logo, and the new stuff has an actual message. I'll wait
Okay.
till people see it, but there's a message on the back of every shirt. March, there's a new shirt coming out and a new hoodie that says "The One That Got Away," because a
Oh,
lot of us might feel like we're the one that got away.
and
Because
probably not.
hey,
Bless our hearts. We're
if
probably
you, if you
not.
if you got away, get away.
There's a reason. It happens for a reason. You're not with that person
Yeah,
for a reason.
yeah,
So you're on Facebook a little bit,
a
mostly
little bit.
TikTok. TikTok
TikTok
is
every day.
TikTok every day. This is where I ran into you. I don't know how I ran into you. I was like, what is this?
Come on, algorithm. The algorithm did it.
Come on now. And I'm barely on TikTok. I got on just as another promotional tool. And I'm just like, figured out with social media, what you request is what you'll see on a regular basis. And I'm like, I need to be mindful of what
What
I
you're looking
click
at, what you're liking, what you
and what I'm
comment on.
saying, you know. So,
Yeah,
and I
all that
found
stuff
it, I was
matters.
like, oh, I love this. And I know I have duetted a few of them. And I'm like, I
Yeah,
can't give you one answer. I'm going to give
that's the
you,
fun part. Wait,
I'm
do I
going to
get
give
to
you,
ask you questions yet?
you,
I
yes,
know
you
you
can.
winding down, about to click out,
No,
but
I'm
before we
not.
get
Go
out,
ahead. You can ask me
okay.
anything. Go ahead.
Where are you from? You said Caribbean.
I am from Texas. My family, my mom and dad. My dad was from Trinidad. My
Okay.
mom was from St. Lucia. My
I want
siblings
to
were
go
born in
to I
Trinidad
want
and
to
St.
go to St.
Lucia.
Lucia.
That's the goal. That's the vacation spot. Hopefully in 2022. So,
Yeah,
sister born in St. Croix. My two brothers Trinidad and St. Lucia, but I was born here in
got it.
Texas.
What is your favorite movie snack?
Okay, I can't give you one answer.
Yeah,
It's
whatever.
layered. So I have to have one. I need to be there for the previews.
Okay.
I need to.
Early enough to see the previews, get a good
I need
seat,
to see
get
the
the
previews.
snacks.
A hot dog with relish and mustard.
Okay.
Don't know why. And an icy mixed with Coke and cherry. It needs to be mixed with Coke and cherry. And
Okay.
sometimes a pickle.
Okay. Just a regular pickle, not a spicy or flavored candy
Regular pickle.
versions. Regular
No,
pickle. Got it.
regular pickle.
Okay. What is one thing that you wish more people knew about you? Like maybe they're not your best friend, maybe it's just somebody around or even audience members. What's something you really hope or wish that people knew about you?
Um, I'm very, very private. So I like that people know very little about me. But I can say maybe the people who've interacted with me, I wish they knew audience wise that I'm really shy. This is hard for me to do as much as I do it. Um, because I genuinely feel no one wants to hear what I have to say. And I wish people also knew that I'm very approachable. I may not seem that way. I don't know why, but I'm approachable and you can talk to me and it's safe to talk to me.
Hey.
Yeah. Whatever you talk to me about stays here. So,
Okay, so one more question before I play the game. So
wait a minute. We're playing the game?
oh,
I'm
you said I
excited.
could ask you anything I wanted to.
I'm
So
excited.
we're gonna get into it. So one thing one of my questions that worked really well on TikTok, the question of the day was, what would your DJ name be if you put DJ in front of the last thing you bought? So my mine is like DJ Gas because I got gas today.
um, the last thing I bought.
Yeah, so DJ, the last thing you bought.
This is
Your DJ name
so
would be
this is gonna be so ghetto. I'm gonna be so shamed. It's so it's a cheat day too. It'll be DJ KFC.
yes. Come through, DJ KFC.
So tacky and ghetto.
I like it.
Uh,
Okay, so here's the rules for choices. You gotta pick, even if you want neither or both. You gotta pick, and we're gonna do 5 questions.
you making
And if
me
you want
pick.
to,
I can't say neither. I can't say both.
you can't say neither. You can't say both, and you cannot explain until afterwards. Just pick whatever pops in your mind. Just pick as hard as it is. Just pick. Okay. And then when you get through, you can ask me any. You can use the same ones or make up your own. So here we go.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask you 5.
Okay.
Um, city living or suburb living?
City.
Go on a road trip or hop on a plane?
Road trip. Mm,
Can't explain.
I need to change. Okay.
No,
Go
I
ahead.
know. Um, go out to eat or
Mhm.
stay in and eat?
Stay in.
Um, play video games
Mhm.
or play board games?
Board games.
Uh, host a party. This is the 5th one. Host a party
Mhm.
or go to someone's party?
Host a party.
Okay. So you did a really good job picking. I know you said it's not your thing.
Did you see the struggle? Did you
You
see
were
me
shaking. You were
struggling?
shaking. You was bobbing a little
I
bit
was
over
feeling
there.
it. I was like having a moment. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
my first question is, how do you feel now that you played forced choices and you picked?
I feel it was a setup.
It is a setup.
No. It was because I'm an explainer, so I don't like all of my answers
Hmm.
because a lot of them are it depends.
There is a depends, right?
And that I'm not an indecisive person, but it makes me feel like I'm indecisive because I would have changed a lot of those answers.
Because you're
Don't make
thinking
that
about the
face.
depends part.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you could explain now, right? We're
Okay.
done. Which one of the questions or answers do you want to explain, or you feel like it didn't fit, or it's too tough, or I didn't like either, or which one?
So I'm an extreme introvert to an extent. Well, not extreme. I'm an introverted. So hosting or going to a party. If I host it, I have to go. I have to make it happen, right? If
Hmm.
I go, there's a 70-30 chance I'm not coming.
Might not pull up.
Might not pull up. I'm not even gonna ask you who's there. I'm like, I'll let you know because
Yeah,
I know me and I know because I'm real big on how am I feeling right now. I
yeah.
don't force myself to
I
do anything
said
I shouldn't
yes,
do.
maybe, but now it's a no.
I may not, I'm just like if I wake up and it's taking me too long to get to that point, I'm not going to go. I really believe in something stopping me from going.
Trust the gut instinct.
Trust the gut and plus, I may not want to be in certain environments. I may not want to be around certain energy or people. So I'm just not going to go.
So hosting means you got to deal with it. You got to go.
Hosting means I can be moving around enough that you can't stop me to corner me because I'm going to make sure you're okay.
I hear
So
you.
I'm
Now let
going
me
to
tell
make
you why
sure.
my side, because I'm
Uh-huh.
also an introvert and I don't like going nowhere. Why I would go.
Okay. Oh, I know why
I
you'd go.
I can't be late to my party because I'm hosting
Right.
it, but I could be late to yours. I can't leave early at my party because it's my party, but I can leave early at yours. So I'd rather go than host.
See, for me and the people that know me because they know how I am, if you ever met the people who like Erlene, okay. Oh, you leaving, huh? I see you sneaking out because I'll breeze in and give you a solid 3 hours. All right, love
Even
you.
if
I'll
you're
talk to you.
hosting,
No. If I'm hosting, it's different. With
I see what
me,
you're saying.
if I'm hosting, I can invite who I want to invite because I know it's going to be people that I really rock with, right?
Mhm.
I can feed you because I'm going to cook. You're gonna love what I feed you. I'm gonna walk around, make sure you feel okay. But there's no chance for you to say, "Hey, how you doing? What's going on?" I don't have to be seated because then I'm going to get quiet and I'm going to be listening, observing, and then I may have to talk to someone that may not have. I may not want to have that conversation. Robert, you know what I'm trying to say. I
I
don't want to have
do.
the conversation.
Yeah.
And so it's like I can just host and breeze through and walk around and blah, 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 blah. Because when I go to an event, I feel uncomfortable because I don't fit into any kind of group. I'm not hanging out all the time. So the cliques that you may run into who are out and about all the time, who already kind of together, I don't know where to fit. So I'm going to fall to a corner. I'm going to fall to a side and just be hidden. And maybe you know that I'm there, maybe you don't. I'm going to speak to
Mm.
everyone, but it's really uncomfortable for me.
I hear you.
The
You did a
road
really
trip,
good job with those. So you said the road trip one.
road trip, it depends. It depends. I love to have, if it's good company and it's somewhere within 5 hours or so, I'd love to do a road trip. Go get talk. We can
Mm.
make some snacks, we can talk, we have a good
Playlists.
time. Playlist, do your thing. We can play forced
Come
choices,
on.
all those things. It's good. But on the real, if I can get there in a plane ride in an hour, I'm getting on that plane. You know what I mean? But that's
Yeah.
my alone time. I travel by myself a lot. So I'm on the plane by myself, sitting by the window. Don't talk to me. I'm
Don't
good.
talk to me.
Talk to me.
I like
I'm
it.
good. I'm good. That's it. My only question is only,
Those the ones that
yeah,
stuck out to you.
I think so. It
You
was
might
the
pop
host.
into you later when we get off. You'll be like, oh, I forgot to tell them why I said that one.
Yeah, because it was host a party and then the road trip.
Snacks.
Snack. Oh, the snacks was easy for me. That was an
Yeah.
easy question. And then what was the other one? I think I know.
Uh,
I feel good about
the
all of
go
them.
out, the go eat, stay in.
Oh, I love to cook.
Okay. Yeah, I
I
got
love.
that when you were talking about the hosting.
I love
I
to
can see
cook.
I can see that.
I love to cook.
So the whole point of the game is to do what you just did, is to be uncomfortable on some and be not nervous on some. And I know that one. And to talk and react and vibe and see what you have in common, see what the stories are, see what
Yeah.
the similarities are.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the whole
Okay.
point. So if you have any for me, if you want
I
to
do.
throw
I
my way,
do.
I will answer.
I do. Just because you did me, I have to do. I have to.
Let's go.
'Cause I'm competitive.
Reciprocal. Yeah.
Okay. And it has to be either or, right? Like
Yeah. A or B,
A or B,
this or that.
this or that. Um, would you so camping or a beach trip?
Beach trip. I
Okay.
like the water sounds. I like yeah, I'm
Don't
not supposed to explain. You looked at me, so I was trying to explain it to you.
no. You wouldn't let me until after the fact. Okay.
I'm gonna sip water. Go ahead.
So some water. Okay. You're going out, casual or formal?
Casual.
Morning person or night person?
Night owl, night person, night.
Night. Okay. That's 3. Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
Okay. That's 4. Was that 5?
That's more.
That's 4. One more. Okay, one more. Ribeye, porterhouse.
Ribeye?
Do you even eat meat?
Can I explain?
You can explain yourself now.
Okay, yeah. I don't know nothing about steaks. I might eat one steak a year
Oh,
because it's a steak
you
house,
lost a
and
cool point. You lost
for
a cool point
whatever
already.
reason, I know I'm wild. I'm a weird eater.
Mm,
I eat like a toddler.
okay. Because you
Kids
really because you had
meal.
braces for so long?
No, I just have really interesting dietary choices. I don't like a lot of stuff.
You're a picky eater.
I'm a very picky eater, and on a menu at a steakhouse, there might be things that I would prefer over either steak, and I don't know the difference. I usually ask, "What's good?" I'm a rookie at this steak stuff,
Do you
and
do you
they
have tummy
suggest something.
issues or just you just have
Mm-mm.
you're picky?
I just rather chicken than steak. I rather shrimp than steak. I'd rather um, what else would I rather at the steakhouse? I don't know. Whenever we go to a steakhouse in my life, there's usually something else that I would pick.
Okay. Anything else you want to explain? I should give you better.
Marvel's amazing. I seen your look like what? I love Batman because of Joker.
No, I agree with you.
I am a Marvel fan, like
Mhm,
fanboy.
mhm.
No, I don't have to explain nothing else. All the other ones,
No, I could have did better. Oh, on the spot. If I knew ahead of time, I would have had them for you.
well, there's a TikTok that has 27 different videos worth.
Listen, there's millions.
Yeah.
There's millions of them. Let me show this one more time because clearly I need to go back through them, but they pop on
there,
my For
there's a
You
couple of
page.
them that are tough, and it's about fear. There's one that's about fears. People didn't like that one so much. This last one was about romance. There was one about intimacy and sex.
Mm.
Um, yeah, there's a couple dating choices.
I think yours are I some are easy
Hmm.
and I can see where some are difficult. Um for some people if you're not willing to have that conversation.
Hmm.
But yeah, there if you go to his TikTok, Mr. Howard 360, 365, you will see a plethora of videos that you can duet
Come on,
or just
plethora.
listen to. Huh?
I said, come on, plethora. It's the first
It's
time
a
I heard
plethora.
plethora today.
It's a it's a lot. It's a lot. And I think you can go on here and you have enough questions to ask your first date, your second date, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whoever, for a very long time. You don't have to know
Yeah.
they come from him. You don't want you
Yeah,
don't
you ain't
want
got to shout
to.
me out. It's all
You
good.
gotta shout him out, but I send people your video on a regular basis. Like
Thank you.
hey, look at this, look at this, look at this, and it's really really good.
Thank
And
you.
I like when you switched up from like sitting outside to where you have the whole
Yeah.
background. I'm like, oh, he's
We're
fancy
there.
now. He has the whole background and
We're there.
ambiance going on and stuff like that. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's good. It's good.
Yeah, this is the set now. I've committed to doing it here and not having to worry about background noise and lighting, and
Yeah.
I'm just here.
But you're also now going on the street and have a game going on. What's going on with that? Are you still
Yeah,
doing
it's for couples. Yeah. It's called Couples Quiz. It's taking questions to get to know your partner
that?
and putting it with real couples in real time on the street. They spin a wheel, a card tells them what to ask. They ask each other the question. If their answers match, they win and they can win money. I'll cash app them for winning.
So let me ask you a question.
Yes.
You That's out that's stepping out of the comfort zone big time. That is a big comfort zone step.
It's a
Because
small
you're
step
you're
actually for me.
it is? I mean, okay,
Yeah.
well, you used to facilitate
Yeah.
face to
It's
face,
taking me off camera and being the focus, talking to camera to talking to real people.
but the
And I
facilitation is invited in. You know who's gonna be in the room. This is
yeah.
you stopping random people?
Yeah. So my friend goes with me, one of my little brothers, Josh. He's manning the camera and making sure nobody knocks over my camera or steals my stuff while I'm playing. And he was like, bro, when people say no or they ignore you, that doesn't bother you. I'm like, mm, because not everybody's couple is ready to play. Not everybody trusts me. I'm new. I'm a stranger with the camera, so that's scary. And I also, like, as a kid, used to do sales, so I'm used to hearing no, thank you. As a man, trying to holler at girls in the club, hey, excuse
We're
me,
not gonna have that
hey,
conversation.
beloved, you gotta get comfortable getting shot down. And you
Yeah,
shooting me down ain't so much about me. I take it like, oh, that's just where you are. You're not interested, or
yeah.
you're not down, or you're not open. That's fine.
Mr. Howard, thank you so much for coming on through all my tech situation. The ups and downs sound like T-Pain and freezing. I enjoyed playing the game with you. I enjoyed having a conversation with you, getting to know you a little bit better. I want to say thank you so much for the work that you do. I admire the work that you're doing. And I must say, it is refreshing to have your content on social media because you really are advocate for peace, love, communication, and understanding and working in those environments. I want to say thank you so much for doing what you do for your family, for us. Keep doing it. You're welcome anytime. Make sure all of you follow Mr. Howard on all social media platforms on TikTok. He is a sensation. Instagram and YouTube for his videos at Mr. Howard 365. Go to his website, mrhoward365.com, get his merchandise, contact him. He's amazing. Thank you so very much. But also remember to follow my show, Shall You Proceed Podcast, on all major platforms streaming. Listen and watch on YouTube. I'm on Facebook and Instagram at Shall You Proceed Podcast with Elise. Talk to you soon.